Okay, so good evening all of you. I hope audio and video is clear to all of you. Okay, if anyone is facing any kind of problem, please let me know, because today we are going to discuss on the train hijack issues in Balochistan. Okay, so we'll talk about it. But before that, please message me if any of you is facing any kind of problem. Okay, just let me know. I'll give you a few seconds and then we will start. Okay. Okay, so let's start. So recently we all have seen that there was a news in Pakistan, coming from Pakistan, that a train was hijacked from the Balochistan Liberation Army, which is in short called as BLA. So just remember that BLA means Balochistan Liberation Army. So whenever I will use the term BLA, just remember that. Okay, so let's start. So first I have shown you this map. So why this map is very important? Because first you need to know about Pakistan is that Pakistan is having 4 major provinces. Okay, one of them is Balochistan. Apart from that, Punjab is the major provinces from which in which the largest population resides. For example, if you take the percentage, around 45% of the Pakistan population resides in Punjab region. Okay, whereas if you talk about Balochistan, it is sparsely populated. Sparsely populated means Quetta is the major city in Balochistan. Okay, so apart from that, if I say the other two, one is Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and the last one is Sindh. Okay, so these are the major 4 provinces of Pakistan. Okay, and other things are distributed in that. For example, if you talk about districts, and the populations are sparsely populated in other major provinces. Apart from that, just remember that Punjab is the highest contributor in economy. First, second, it is densely populated. So this is the basic level of knowledge I think you guys needed. Okay, so इसके अलावा अगर आपको कुछ इसमें जानना है तो अभी हम इसके बारे में डिस्कस करेंगे, बट आज का जो क्लास का मेजर फोकस रहेगा वो रहेगा हमारा बलूचिस्तान. सो आई होप ऑल ऑफ यू आर गेटिंग दैट पॉइंट. सो लेट्स मूव टू आवर स्लाइड. ओके, so firstly we will know about the history of Balochistan. Okay, so we all know that in 1947 India and Pakistan got its independence and the partition happened in the same year, and from the same particular year the problem of Balochistan emerged. Okay, and how it emerged we will discuss in later, but firstly look at the data. Out of 12.34 million total population of Balochistan, around 52% of population is Baloch, 36% is Pashtuns. Okay, so you need to know the data that majority of the population of Balochistan is Baloch people. Okay, and 36% is Pashtuns. Okay, and remaining 12% comprises smaller communities. For example, Brahmins, Hazaras, Sindhis and others, Punjabis and Uzbeks. Okay, so this you need to know. So this data is not important for you, but this data, why I am saying this, because when I will discuss about China, then you will came to know that why this data becomes important. Okay, now the capital of Balochistan is Quetta. So Quetta has been in news most of the time, like if you go in history, so with respect to the nuclear testing of Pakistan, and apart from that you need to know that it is the largest city of Balochistan. Okay, so Balochistan province is underdeveloped, its economy we will discuss in that a later part. Okay, let's come to our main agenda, the history of Balochistan. So before understanding about Balochistan, so nowadays you must have been seeing the train incident, you must have been watching on TVs and everywhere you must have been seeing. But firstly let's look into the history of Balochistan, then you will come to know why Balochistan is so important for Pakistan. Okay, so at the dawn of India's independence 1947, the region now known as Balochistan was partitioned into 4 princely states. So as you know that there were many princely states before the partition or before the independence of India. So similarly in Balochistan region there were 4 major princely states. First is Kalat, second is Kharan, third is Las Bela and fourth is Makaran. So just need to know. Now the major portion that I am talking about, Balochistan, and from where most of the you can say the BLA is from the Kalat. Okay, so we'll discuss about it in the later. Just hold on, because the history is quite deep. We need to cover everything. So Kalat, however, held a unique position due to Treaty of 1876. So what happened? So British held a treaty with Kalat and in that treaty, this agreement granted Kalat internal autonomy. So similar to India, in many part of the India, there are internal autonomy. Okay, and there are several articles. For example, let's take example of Article 370, Article 371. If you talk about Arunachal, it is Article 371H. Okay, so this you need to know. So similarly, Kalat was also granted an internal autonomy. So it was free from British interference and placing it in a category alongside Sikkim and Bhutan. So I have given the example of Sikkim and Bhutan because at that time, whatever the status was given to Sikkim and Bhutan, the same status was enjoyed by the Kalat. So Kalat was a princely state at that time. Okay, but later on what happened? Let's go to the point. On August 4, 1947, a meeting was convened in Delhi. So what happened? When India and Pakistan got partition, so there was a question that Kalat and other princely states, which I told you, Makran and others, will go with whether it will merge with Pakistan or India or it will like to stay independent. So that was the question, and that was the three option was given to each and every princely states of India as well as Pakistan. So we know the history. So what happened? A meeting was held. Lord Mountbatten was there, the last Governor General of India, and India's last Viceroy. He was the last Viceroy, Khan of Kalat. So who was present in the meeting? First, Lord Mountbatten, Khan of Kalat, Chief Minister of Kalat, along with that Muhammad Ali Jinnah and Jawaharlal Nehru. So the meeting was held in Delhi, and in that meeting it was decided that independence will be given to Kalat, and Kalat is will have the autonomy that it was enjoying since the Treaty of 1876. So this you need to know. Okay, but what happened? As a result, it was agreed that Kalat would be independent from August 5, 1947. And Kharan and Las Bela were instructed to merge with the Kalat. See, so the advantage position was that for Kalat that it will merge with Kharan and Las Bela. Okay, so Balochistan provinces that I am talking about, it consists of all this. Okay, right now that we know Makran, Khas Bela, Kharan and Kalat, it consists of, if you know all these four, if you combine all these four, it becomes a complete Balochistan provinces. Okay, so let's go. So today to form a complete Balochistan on Jinnah's insistence. So initially Pakistan agreed on the terms that okay, Kalat will be given internal autonomy, but was that followed? We will see. Now coming to the next point, the Khan of Kalat expected the territories acquired by British. So what happened? So in 1876 when the treaty was made, and in 19th century lot of land and territories were acquired by the British during the war and other whatever the disputes happened during that in 19th century. But what happened? So Kalat of Khan, after getting independence and autonomy status, he thought that the British would return the territory. But what happened? The things went something opposite. Lord Mountbatten issued a notice to Khan of Kalat and saying that recognition of Kalat status as an independent sovereign state, the British issued a meeting memorandum stating that the Khan of Kalat was not in position to undertake international responsibilities of an independent state. So what was happening? The internal politics was going on. The politics was going on behind the door. And Kalat, the Khan of Kalat, who was the leader, was not aware of this. And because of that, what happened? This letter came from the Britishers and saying that the Khan of Kalat does not have the ability and the capability to handle the international issues. And from there onwards, Pakistan got an opportunity to merge forcefully the region of Kalat and the other regions. So we'll see later. In October 1947, when the Khan of Kalat visited Pakistan, he was received like the king of Balochistan. See, so when he visited Karachi, when he visited Karachi, what happened? So exactly what happened? So in Karachi, people who were from Balochistan, they received Khan of Kalat like a king. But according to the diplomacy, according to the protocol, things did not went well. And why? Because the Governor General or the Prime Minister of Pakistan did not went to receive him. So this was the major incident that was happening. So what I am basically doing, I am narrating the story that happened, okay, and how the Balochistan was basically forcefully merged in Pakistan. Okay, so this was the clear intentions that Pakistan is not giving an internal autonomy to Khan of Kalat or the Kalat region. Okay. Now next, so there is a book I have mentioned here. in his book Baloch nationalism, its origin and development up to 1980s, it mentions the meeting between Jinnah and Khan, wherein the Pakistani PM advised the later to expedite the merger Islamabad. See, so ये जो कहानी है ये कहाँ लिखा हुआ था, एक बुक है, इस बुक में बलोच नेशनलिज्म काफी फेमस बुक है, so it has been written over there, so just you need to know. Now coming to the point, Khan, so there was a meeting, so what happened? So there was a meeting between Khan of Kalat and Jinnah. So Jinnah basically what happened? He refused that he will not give autonomy. He will not give autonomy to the Khan of Kalat or the Kalat region, saying that the Khan of Kalat does not have the capability to handle the issues, or Khan of Kalat himself do not represent the will of tribals or will of the tribe people. So he gave this statement to Khan of Kalat. So Khan refused Jinnah demand and said that. So what he said? Jinnah said that, see, you need to merge with Pakistan. So what Khan of Kalat said? He said that, see, I cannot take this decision alone because according to the common tribal convention, no decision which can be binding upon them unless they are taken into confidence by their Khan. So Khan of Kalat said that, see, I cannot merge with Pakistan. Why? Because there is no common convention between the tribal people. There is no common convention between us that whether we want to merge or not. And so because of that, Khan of Kalat, what he said, I will not agree on these terms. And after that, what he did, he held a parliamentary meeting. Okay, he held a meeting, and in meeting, what happened? The House of Parliament. Okay, and I am talking about the Kalat Parliament. The both house rejected the proposal of the merger with the Pakistan. In spite of that, what happened? The pressure was building up, and when the pressure was building up, the situation went above the head. Okay, and what happened? The Khan of Kalat said that to his brigadier, his name was General Parvez. He said that to arrange the force and arms and ammunition, because Khan of Kalat was aware that, see, one day Pakistan will definitely attack us and will try to merge us forcefully. And this is what happened. This exactly what happened. When Jinnah saw that the Khan was only buying time, so Jinnah realized, Jinnah को ये पता लग गया कि Khan of Kalat is very smart. He is trying to buy time, and within that he will decide or he will do something different. So what happened? Jinnah thought that, okay, don't give time to Khan of Kalat, and so what he did, he announced the separation of Kharan, Las Bela and Makran region on March 18, 1948. Okay, so what he did, he made a smart move. Jinnah made a smart move, and what he did, he said that, okay, separation of Kharan, Las Bela and Makran region will be it will be separated from Kalat. So Kalat was now alone in the battlefield. So what happened next? On March 26, the Pakistan army moved into the Baloch coastal region of Pasni, Jiwani and Turbat. Okay, Khan had no option but to agree to Jinnah terms. So this was the forceful merger. So that's why sometimes you will read that the Balochistan only enjoyed 227 days of independence, because diplomatically Jinnah, what he did, Jinnah merged Balochistan into Pakistan region, and from then onwards the actual problem started. Okay, so whatever the story I have narrated you, I have given you in PDF. Why I have given you? Because to understand that the background story, how forcefully, okay, how carefully and how diplomatically they played with Khan of Kalat, and how he was manipulated over time. So you will see that on March 27, 1948, what happened? On 26 March, Pakistan army moved into Baloch region. On March 27, 1948, on All India Radio, VP Menon, okay, VP Menon was the Secretary of Department of State at that time. He announced that Khan of Kalat had approached India for accession, but New Delhi was not in position to do anything. See, so this has been in the statement many times, but you guys need to know that. See, when the same statement was asked by media from Sardar Patel and Jawaharlal Nehru, they actually said something different which was not related with VP Menon. So this statement is still controversial. Whether Balochistan or Kalat was asking for India's help or not is not clear at all. We only have the evidence of VP Menon as quoted by him during All India Radio. Okay, so this you need to know. Okay, now coming to point. Thus, after a brief period of independence, 227 days in all, Kalat became a part of Pakistan. So that's why you'll read in a newspaper or anywhere that Balochistan was only independent for 227 days. Balochistan को सिर्फ 227 दिन की आजादी मिली थी. So ये आजादी बलूचिस्तान में को हमेशा प्रॉमिस किया गया था. तो जो the problem जो आज आप देख रहे हो, the problem that you are looking at today is not that is arising, you know, in a modern times. It is coming from since 1947. 1947. Why? Because the independence was promised to them, and forcefully and diplomatically, and they played the game of politics. What happened? They acquired the Kalat. And that is how now the Balochistan is part of Pakistan. So this was the point you need to know. So whenever you are reading the history of Balochistan, the two part you need to read. First, the history of Balochistan that I have told you, and second, the modern times. Now slowly and gradually we will enter in the modern times, because since 2005 the scenario has been quite different. Okay, and how the killing of their major leaders of Balochistan and the things have been, you know, come up in a different way. Okay, and now the people of Balochistan are, you know, their grievances, they have raised their grievances, and now they are asking for independence. Why they are asking for, I will tell you. So just focus on the history. Now we'll come on the modern times. Okay, so now look at it. The forceful integration of Kalat into Pakistan sowed the seeds of discontent and resistance among the Baloch people. Okay, many Baloch nationalists viewed the annexation as a betrayal of their autonomy and an infringement upon their cultural identity. So see, whether it is the people, I am talking about people of Balochistan or the people of India or any other region, if you are, you know, forcefully merging anybody into India or Pakistan, what will happen? You will face resistance. But Pakistan did a blunder. How? The same things that Pakistan was repeating with Bangladesh, and because of it, which India interfered in 1971 and we liberated Bangladesh. But what is the same thing is happening with Baloch people? The mass rape, okay, genocides, intentionally killing people. Okay, so this is again going on. Resources are exhausted, like most of the resources, the gases and the oil is coming from the Baloch region. But what? The people are enjoying that benefit? No, not at all. They are not getting the benefit of those natural resources. Okay, so we'll see. They rose in defiance under the leadership Prince Abdul Karim, the brother of Khan of Kalat. So what happened? When the Khan of Kalat was not able to succeed, the Prince Abdul Karim, he was the brother of Kalat, so he again emerged. But what happened? He was captured and he was killed. He was captured and killed by Pakistani army. Okay, he was arrested. So, but this uprising was in 1958, 1962 and 70s. So, you will see that there are a series of uprising. So, after 1947, there was uprising in 1958, 1962 and 1970s. So, this uprising was always there in Balochistan. But now you have seen it has, now it's coming on, it's more frequently, it's happening more frequently. Why it's happening more frequently? Because there are several regions. First, invasion of the region by the Chinese. You know the Gawadar Port, I'll show you in the image. Gawadar Port. Apart from that, Afghanistan, how the tribals of Afghanistan, or how the Taliban captured Afghanistan, that also inspired the people of Baloch, that okay, they can also liberate themselves from Pakistan. And there are other economic regions that I will tell you. Okay, now coming to the point. In 2005, now our agenda is to know from the 2005 by just reflecting what happening after since 2005. Okay, so in 2005 the Baloch movement again gained steam after Nawab Akbar Khan Bugti. So what happened? See, so he was the important leader from the Balochistan. So Nawab Akbar Khan Bugti, so he was basically a former Pakistan defense minister. See, and what happened? Balochistan former governor. He was also Balochistan former governor. But in 2006, Pervez Musharraf intentionally killed him, okay, by firing a rocket under caves where he was hiding. And since then, there has been constant uprising because you can see that what is happening? He demanded 15 things from the government of Pakistan, which included more control over the natural resources of Balochistan. So Khan, जो अकबर खान बुगती थे, इन्होंने डिमांड किया, क्या डिमांड किया? 15 पॉइंट्स, 15 एजेंडा की, कैसे जो है रिसोर्सेस है बलूचिस्तान के, how they can be utilized in a better way so that the people of Balochistan should also get benefited. So, but is this happening? Not at all. What happened? They put him in odds and powerful Pakistan army. What happened? Pakistan army under the Pervez Musharraf killed Akbar Khan Bugti. So just remember this name. He was the important leader of Baloch. So now coming to the question, why Balochistan is so important for Pakistan? Why it is important? So first, see, Balochistan contribute a significant portion of Pakistan primary energy production. So 40% of the Pakistan primary energy comes from Balochistan region. So first, it's important for Pakistan because of the energy region. So in that you can see 33% of the country's natural gas, 9% of coal and 2% of the oil reserves. Balochistan region. But the people of Balochistan themselves are not getting benefit out of it. In fact, if you see the percentage how much Pakistan is spending on Balochistan, you will be surprised to know that even it is something around 5% of their total GDP. So that is quite surprising. The literacy rate is so poor that out of every 10 girl child, 9 is illiterate. The literacy rate is only around 50%. So this is the condition. So educationally, culturally, economically, financially, they are being suppressed. And because of that, the people of Balochistan is raising their voice. People of Balochistan, that's why people of Balochistan is, revolting against the Pakistan. So see, you can see, second, the importance of Gawadar port. So Gawadar port, that is part of the, we all know that it is a part of China Belt and Road Initiative, CPEC, which is called as CPEC, China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. So Gawadar port is part of it, and this Gawadar port is under where? It is under in the Balochistan region. Okay, so in UPSC or state pieces, whatever, this question might be asked in the examination that Gawadar port relies in which provinces of Pakistan. So you need to know that it is a part of Balochistan region. Okay, so this map I added for you guys so that you will have some idea. Okay, so nearby we have a Chabahar port. So from you can see from the Mumbai and the Rajkot region, we are transporting things directly to the Chabahar port, and Chabahar port is being developed by India. Okay, where it is? It is in Iran. So this is the major things you need to know. Now, this is what I was talking about. So this is actually a CPEC from Kashgar to Gawadar. So this CPEC is from Kashgar to Gawadar. Okay, so this you need to know. This is I have added for you guys to understand that why India is also concerned. India is also concerned because see, if you look at the map, you will find that India is also concerned. Why? Because if this is our map and this part of CPEC is crossing the Pakistan occupied Kashmir. This is POK, Pakistan occupied Kashmir, and India is not happy with this, and so India said that we are not going to recognize this corridor. So India is against this, and time and again you must have seen that India has been raising its voice that see this is illegal and we are not going to recognize it. Okay, now coming to our main agenda. The analysis then investigate the contemporary conflict drivers, which included the construction of the Gawadar mega port. So what I am talking about, the contemporary issues. So what are the contemporary issues because of which the people of Balochistan is revolting? First, you need to know Gawadar mega port. So why now? Now let me tell you why the people of Balochistan is against Gawadar port. Because the people of Balochistan know very well that see, China will change the demographic structure of Balochistan, and they very well know that their population is not so much, and because of that, what will happen? China will make them minority in their own land, and this is one of the major, reason why they are against the Gawadar. They are saying that see, China is interfering now in the provinces, and what will happen? One day it will happen that in Balochistan region, the Baloch people will be in minorities, and the other tribals and other people will become majority, and because of that, what will happen? Pakistan will held referendum or plebiscite will be held, and the decision will be taken on the basis of that. And so people of Balochistan is very much aware of that, and so they are careful and they are raising their voice. Second, oil revenue, which I told you, 40% of the energy is coming from Balochistan region, but people of Balochistan are not getting benefit out of it. Coming to the war in Afghanistan, okay, because of which the people of Balochistan and the Balochistan Liberation Army are highly motivated, saying that see, if the Taliban can take over Afghanistan, we do have the potential. We can also take over Pakistan. Okay, and so we can also capture and we can also make a separate territory of Balochistan. And so they want to make a Balochistan a separate country itself. Okay, and the other is repression, which I said. So repression in a various way. For example, if you talk about repression, economic repression, cultural repression, okay, gender repression. Even they are, they are kidnapping the girl child from the Balochistan region. Okay, they are killing it. The mass kill and the rape is also going on. So because that the people are Balochistan is really furious. Okay, Now coming to our point, once a proud sovereign state, Balochistan is now the most neglected and poverty-ridden provinces of Pakistan. This is what I am talking about. So Balochistan is now the most poverty-ridden region of Pakistan. Okay, despite being the largest provinces and rich in minerals, Balochistan accounts for only 4% of Pakistan economy. So from here you can easily understand that, see, Balochistan is such a large province, despite they are only contributing 4% to the Pakistan economy. And this is not good. This is not good. Why? Because people of Balochistan is suffering. They are suffering. They don't have even a clean drinking water. They don't have proper facilities. They don't have schools. They don't have modern roads. Because of that, they are revolting now. Okay. The port city of Gwadar is being linked to China's Xinjiang provinces as part of the China Economic Road, which I have already told you in CPEC. Baloch fears the wave of Chinese investment will bring about demographic changes in their region, turning them into a minority group in their own provinces. So what is the most important thing that they are caring about? That they will become minority in their own provinces. So this is what they are fearing about. So but Pakistani knows that the game of optics well. So see what Pakistani did. They appointed Anwar Haq Kakar, a leader of Balochistan. Okay, so basically if you see, so Kakar is not a Bugti. Bugti means he is basically a Pashtun. So what happened? Pakistan played a game of optics very well, and what they did, basically they appointed Anwar Haq Kakar. So Anwar Haq Kakar they appointed as a caretaker prime minister. Recently, if you search on Google, or if you guys know that, so they appointed it as a caretaker prime minister. But what happened? He is not a representative Baloch region. You guys need to know that. Because why? He is a Pashtun and he is not even a Baloch. Okay. So just you need to remember that his relation with the Pakistani military is also well. So this is what I was about to told you. Okay. So I was not here to tell you that, okay, how many people died in the train incidents, because you all know that the military of Pakistan is giving a separate data like around 160, whereas 70 and 30, whereas the Baloch army is giving around 160 data. Okay, so this we are not at all concerned about. What we are actually concerned about is the history of Balochistan. The people of Balochistan, why they are fighting for their rights. Okay, what is actually happening with them. So this is the ultimate thing that we know, and this is the ultimate point that you guys need to focus on. From UPSC point of view or from the Arunachal point of view, what you need to know, the mapping part and the little bit of history and the leader of Baloch. Okay, so thank you so much. I will bring such more topics for you guys which are in the news nowadays, and thank you so much. Take care. We'll meet again.